And so now let's see what Crystal's going to be up to. All right. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. I am Crystal Smith, native Cincinnatian. And I'd like to talk to you a bit about my journey with School Board School. This question was one of the first that we were asked to consider, this question of why. I remember thinking to myself, well, why what, right? Why? Well, why are you here? Why do you care? Why is this work important to you? So, as I've thought that through thoroughly now at this point, I'll say that why is because I'm a product of Cincinnati Public Schools. I attended 7 different schools between kindergarten and graduation from Taft in '97. I'm an educator, an education advocate. I've worked for 13 years with the Cincinnati Youth Collaborative in multiple programs and multiple positions. One of which that stands out the most is my 5 years as a talent search advisor at Woodward Career Technical High School. And during that time, getting to know students so well to where they share even more than what you've asked, oftentimes. But just remembering those days having to be a champion, a cheerleader, a coach, a counselor, much more than just a college advisor. And remembering those days when I was in school, who those folks were that wore those hats for me. So that's why. Also, I'm a Cincinnatian, right? This is my business. I love the city of Cincinnati. I love our history. I love all the things that make us unique. Most importantly, I'm a parent. I have a college-age son who is a 2018 graduate of Cincinnati Public High School. So I'm invested in this school district, and I ultimately would like to see all of our children reach their full potential. So that's why. All right, so what have I learned? Well, I've learned a lot, right? And we don't have enough time to really go through and pick all those things through. So since I'm someone who leads with her heart, I'll share the most impressive items. There are a lot of folks involved, intertwined in policy creation and creating the environments that our young people have to learn and abide in. During our time together, we've met school board members, council members, state legislators. Understanding all of the moving pieces that is educational policy has been very, very eye-opening, even for me. Someone who feels comfortable in the district and really thought that she knew most of the ins and outs of how educational policy works. I've learned that I do want to continue this work as an educational leader and advocate, but I am not interested in being a politician of any sort. I would not probably want to campaign and run for school board. So shout out to you, Mary, for being able to endure that process and also being victorious. What I've also learned is that advocacy is powerful, and bodies, coalitions, groups like School Board School really can make a difference. When you think about this cohort being the 4th and knowing that there were 3 ahead of us, just think about how many folks are now out here doing this work, working together and building, wider networks to really see things through. So, when we do think about policy and how we want to impress change or progress in the district, one of the other things I learned is how important it is to know your own biases and the perspective through which you judge and think. So that was helpful for me. All right, I'm getting the warning, so let me hurry up here. So ultimately, my vision is one where every Cincinnati Public School student has access to mental health and social emotional supports through partnerships with CPS, Hamilton County Job and Family Services, and Children's Hospital Medical Center. There is a state of emergency that is childhood trauma, and we also understand the school to prison pipeline. So ultimately, I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but I'd like to be a part of that bridge building, those conversations, and that's how I'll start. So finally, I would just say that, these are all of our children, and as the saying goes, we'll either pay for or profit by what they become. Thank you.